What kind of letters existed in antiquity? Today and in antiquity, there were business letters, notes to lovers, children to parents asking for things. There were letters of condolence and letters of advice. We find these in both literary and non-literary forms, that is, in a kind of studied form and an unstudied way of writing. It's always puzzling to try to figure out the aim and a tone of a letter when you don't know its context. But let's think very concretely about how you wrote a letter in antiquity. You could write a letter on vellum or parchment, that is animal skin, on ostraca, that is pottery shards. You could write a letter on wood. Most frequently we find preserved papyrus letters, that is letters written on reeds. These are found frequently because they were preserved well in the climate of Egypt, where the reeds grew. You would write with pen and with ink. Again, a pen would be made with a reed, and ink with crushed minerals. These mundane things can tell us a lot about ancient history. From the quality of the materials, we may be able to reconstruct something about wealth and poverty. For example, does a letter contain reused material? Has the piece of paper been washed? Is something written on the back of another piece of writing or squeezed onto a margin? From the mechanisms of writing, we might be able to tell something about social networks. For example, is a letter written in two hands, indicating that a scribe who was trained and someone who was untrained participated together in the letter writing? From these tiny material details, a world begins to open up.